I remember my 8th grade teacher, actually, Miss Portia Powell, she told me about an engineering camp, and I didn't know what engineering was at the time, and so she recommended that I go to that camp in the 8th grade, the summer after my 8th grade year. And I remember going, and it changed my life forever. So when I actually got my PhD in computer engineering from Georgia Tech, I worked a lot on AI in music and speech and image signals. And if you look at some of the things that I wrote about in my thesis and dissertation, those things are still active and have come to fruition today. AI has taken over a lot of things that we do, and hopefully for the good. But I also focus on my day job and how we do AI more responsibly. And we've seen a lot of great impact and changes because of the work that we've done and the evangelism and the advocacy work across our communities. Being a woman in tech and also a Black woman in tech, it is, it definitely has its challenges. I actually remember even before George Floyd's murder, it was extremely difficult being in the corporate tech space, even the startup tech space. It's like you have to constantly show and prove, regardless of your track record, or regardless of your degrees or your the things that you've accomplished, and they could be very taxing and exhausting. When I started the Bean Path back in 2018, I knew that people in Jackson and Mississippi needed to have more exposure to technology and how it could afford them a better, opportunity in their everyday lives. And I wanted to make sure that, we weren't falling behind in our communities when it came to technology. I remember trying to get a bigger space for the Bean Path and what we were doing in Mississippi. And somehow I got convinced to buy 21 acres of land and 8 buildings in Jackson, Mississippi, even though I just really wanted this one building. But you know how it is when your dreams are like this, but God says, no, I want your dreams to be bigger than that. And so I tried to be obedient. And so it's just kind of funny how I never set out to do this, but here I am. I also am very motivated by what we're doing with our real estate development in Jackson, because we so desperately need more environmentally sustainable options and technology to help resolve things like the water crisis and solar energy and clean energy. And this is something that I'm excited that we're being a model for the rest of the country. I love it when the youth that we've worked with, that we've touched since we first started out mentoring young people, I love it when they come back and say, hey, thank you for that scholarship you gave us. I'm now working at a top Fortune 500 company, or I'm now leading teams in my community, or I now was able to get that job that I always dreamed of. And it makes me feel a little old, because I'm like, wow, that was that long ago. But I also am extremely proud, because, that's what we do. We sow seeds and hope that those seeds will grow and bear other seeds that will continue this cycle.